Hi everyone, welcome back to my garden. Continuing with all the chores in the garden before it gets too hot. I wanted to go ahead and repot many plants and put some in the ground. And this is one of them, my beautiful African candelabra. It is a euphorbia. I actually have 4 of these, 3 in this big pot and 1 that was planted in my succulent bed, which rotted. It was rotting from the bottom, and I had to go ahead and cut it and callus it, and here you're seeing a picture of it calloused. I do have a video when I did all that on my channel if you want to check that out. And here it is calloused, and I did plant it in this little pot. It stayed there for I would say a month and a half or so. It started it did great, but it did get a little bit desiccated, kind of skinny, because I didn't want to feed it too much water, because when you're callousing you don't need a lot of water. So here it is after resting in this little pot, and it looks a lot better than when I planted it. It did plump up a little bit, and it's just great that I was able to save it. So let's check out the roots here. Okay, I did go and get a little spade because I really put it in there so that it wouldn't fall over. Even though this ceramic pot is very heavy, this is why I chose it. I had to kind of nudge it out of there. Even though these do not have large roots, they kind of hang on to the dirt. And here you're seeing I planted it maybe like no more than 2 inches, 3 inches in the ground, and you can see the little roots there. Not humongous roots, but I am impressed because they don't get a lot of roots. So this root action in such a short period of time is great. I'm very happy, and as you can see, it didn't continue to rot, which is awesome. So what we're going to go ahead and do with this one is we are going to plant it in the ground with its buddies. I don't know if they're siblings, have no idea, but when I purchased them, they were together. So I'm assuming they're from the same, I don't know, I would say family, because they were grouped together. So we will go ahead and stick this one in the ground and see what happens. These grow into a humongous tree. I will put a picture of one of them at a garden center where we go to. I was amazed, and I hope this doesn't happen to these, or if it does happen, it'll be a long time from now. So, all right. These are the other 2 that, well, actually not the other 2. I already took one out, and then I decided, well, I'm going to film this for you guys. So went ahead and grabbed my camera, and we are going to go ahead and take these out. So here I am. They do poke you, so just be careful. You can grab them because they don't have spines all over the place, but in those little ridges that they have, those spines will nick you. So be careful. Use all the tools you can to make sure to be safe. And here I am just trying to separate them a little bit because they grew so much that they grew really close together, and they were actually poking each other. There I took out a little crassula watch chain succulent that started growing in there, so yay, a little bonus. But this is as easy as just moving them back and forth little by little. Be very careful with the pot because they do get nicked, and I actually broke a little bit of the other one because it was so close together. I didn't have the leverage or the space to move it around like this, but here you're seeing that I was able to move it around and loosen it enough to at least work it. But it's not easy. It's not like if it's just gonna come out. It doesn't have a lot of roots, but those roots really attached to the ground. Again, this is because these are so tall. They grow in a column, so they have to really grab onto the dirt so that they don't topple over, because they, again, it's amazing. I have no idea how they are so skinny and they grow so tall. But these do have that little wooden circle in the center that makes them strong. So here we are, just pulling, and as you saw, I used my garden shears to just cut the roots here. It's not a problem. I'm not hurting it. You have to do what you got to do, and really, as long as it has a little bit of roots, it'll do just fine. But as you can see, these are big roots, and they usually have main roots that travel through the bottom of the ground and hang on to everything. So we are going to just go ahead and place this one on the side here. And now let's start with this one here. And again, same process. Just kind of loosen the dirt, lift it with your spade, and just make sure again not to hurt it with the side. This is why I think it's so awesome that we, as a community, we get to see other people do things, because we learn from them and we learn from their mistakes and their successes and their failures, and that way we don't make the same mistakes, and we can just simplify and be successful at having a beautiful garden, among other things. I mean, there's countless things you can learn on the internet, but here we go. I'm doing the same thing. I have to cut that main root that's hanging on. And it is tough, as you can see. It's not, my scissors are, or my shears are sharp, and I had to really, yep, try to work it there. I mean, obviously, if you have two people, another person holding it, this will become easier, but totally doable. And here you go. And as you see, they're not buried too deep. They're just like no more than 3 inches deep. And that is the little root ball that these have. These are euphorbias, remember? They're not cacti. They're actually kind of like a succulent more than a cacti, but since they do have those spines, they resemble. This is a variegata that's variegated. It's very pale yellow, and it's got like a marbleized yellow look to them. And this is just a beautiful species. And here you're seeing where I hurt it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Euphorbia, but it happens. So here I'm putting just a little bit of water over it so that it stops dripping that much. And because that sap, remember, it is an irritant. It is poisonous, and it can cause some harm if you get it in your eyeballs or on your skin or whatever. So if you do, just rinse with water real quick and you should be okay, but you never know. So it's better to be safe. And here you're seeing the beautiful colors. These grew so much. I bought these, again, there was 4 in a little pot. It must have been like not a 4-inch pot, but probably like a 12-inch pot. And here they are lying on the side of my house waiting to be planted. And I decided to plant the biggest one in this area next to my beautiful monstros, which is not going to be there. That's why it looks like if it's so close, but that one we will be rehoming it to my daughter and son-in-law's home. So it's going to look beautiful there, and I still have an arm, so woo-hoo. All right, so here it is. This is where I planted the 3. I'm reworking this area, so sorry for the mess, but I am starting to work on that area, anticipating that I might have to move some of my succulents if we do have to change the fence in my succulent bed area. But all right, well, I hope this video is useful to you. and that you enjoyed it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I will talk to you guys later. And as always, I wish you health and happiness wherever you are. Talk to you guys later.